first day of week 43. It would be day 295. So, I only, again, just put the footage for week 42 into Premiere. What else did I do? Oh, I did I doodled another, like a musical phrase on my keyboard upstairs. I was wondering if I go through all of the little musical phrases that I've either sung or written down or I just done on the computer on like the keyboard or something like that. I wonder if I could compose it together into a singular song. They might all be in different like keys or something, although a lot of it might just be around in just normal key of concert C, just normal. Like at least the ones that I've done on the keyboard. I think they're probably like all in like sort of the key of C. But like the ones that I've sung, they're probably in a whole bunch of different variety of keys. But I don't know. Maybe I could just stitch them all together into a singular song, or at least a piece of music. Don't have lyrics for anything. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. I know I've written poetry for school and stuff like that. But again, writing a song, I don't know. Like I don't really have anything to say. Like I can really say in words or anything like that. But again, yeah, I think tomorrow we're going to be going to P.F. Chang's. Oh yeah, I think I was up to 202 pounds, so I'm still gaining weight, so I'm still got to figure out what to do about that. That'll be it for today, and we'll continue to see what happens this week. Yeah, I still need to, I think this week I'm going to have to get my new laptop set up and ready to go. So I got to do the backup of all the footage on that and then transfer it to the new computer. So that'll be my goal for this week. Day 296, we had lunch at P.F. Chang's and my weight today was 202.4, so I gained like another half a pound. I did a number of push-ups today. I finished editing the footage for week 42. I just got to come up with a song and font for the title card for that. I also did a thumbnail for week 38. Again, making sort of like a painterly look for it. I think I also tried messing around in GIMP to see if I could try to emulate or like recreate or do some of the things that Texture Labs does in Photoshop, but it seemed like one of the things, which was like the crystallize render effect or crystallize distort effect in Photoshop. There really isn't a similar or comparable effect. The closest thing is like sort of mosaic, except crystallize kind of does sort of, except like mosaic maintains sort of like fidelity of edges, like contrast, is that, whereas the crystallize, the entire point is that it kind of breaks off into the sides. So unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the certain effects that they show, which use things like that, probably wouldn't be as easily recreatable in GIMP. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep now. So here's to tomorrow. Day 297. Currently exporting week 42's video. I was going to, like, in the middle of like working on like the title sequence thing or title bit. I was originally thinking maybe do Right On Shooting Star, because it's weird that I had first thought that I probably would have done Right On Shooting Star at some point on the previous video. In one of the previous videos, I would have used that as the intro for one of them, because I remember looking up, trying to find sort of like the font for the Furikuri to use, but I know that I hadn't had the music for Right On Shooting Star on my laptop before another video that I'd done with it. So it's like, I couldn't have done it, but it wasn't until I realized, oh, it's week 42, the number 42. I should do something related to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So basically I just used the music that's the theme, which I didn't know that it was a piece that existed before. It's like The Eagles by Journey of the Sorcerer. I didn't realize that was the name of that. I used that, and I decided to make the title look a little bit more like the original, well, not the original, well, it's like the original TV series from the British TV series. It doesn't look exactly like it, but I used it as inspiration, and I actually messed with some like a 3D sort of like a 3D transform tool for the file. Anyway, I ended up like liking how I like how it looks. It's interesting. I don't know. It seems as though with just a few tiny like details, you can make something look somewhat professional. Although maybe I'm exaggerating over how professional it looks, but I think it looks kind of cool. So yeah, did that. It's still exporting. It's probably gonna be a couple more hours. It's almost 3:30. Puzzle and Dragons is currently undergoing maintenance. I can't do anything with that. Maybe I'm just gonna lie down. Maybe just watch some more videos, and maybe just wait until it finishes. Although it might not be done until like 5 in the morning, and I probably really shouldn't stay up till 5. But well, I mean that's what Puzzle and Dragons I think will be ready. It's 5 in the morning. This probably won't be until 5. But yeah, that's gonna say that's the end of the day. And I kind of have an idea for what to do with the actual thumbnail for the video. I'll probably do something as a takeoff on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I know it has nothing to do with the subject matter of the video itself, but I'm having fun. This is one of those few things that I have fun making these title sequences and the thumbnails when I can come up with an idea for the thumbnail. So yeah, that's it for today. Day 298. I got my second vaccine today, and I've also been spending most of the time trying to like set up my new laptop, and oh yeah, the trying to do the backup. But I guess the the file, I guess, hierarchy or something like that. Also, I should have realized I needed a laptop with more than a terabyte of hard drive, because that's a terabyte of hard drive space is what I had on my older laptop. I should have seen if I could have gone for like a 2 terabyte hard drive or more. I would have gladly paid for like an extra $500 or even an extra $1,000 just so I'd have to not worry about having to clean out. I'm probably gonna have to get another hard drive to set up for this one. I still need to download, I guess, the files or like the programs that I think EBSynth probably saved over. I mean, I think because he just downloaded it. Like I haven't tried opening it up to see if it worked yet, but maybe but anyway, I know where to download. I need to install Kaspersky again. I don't know how many spare or how many extra installations I have of that program. I have to install Adobe the Creative Cloud suite, see if it'll actually update or upgrade, because now I have a newer computer. Hopefully, yes, that's I'm basically I've had to kind of restore individual sections, because it wouldn't restore it just from beginning. It's like permissions and stuff that wouldn't allow. So I'm just starting off with the primary, like documents, pictures, music, downloads, those things. That's what I've gotten done. I don't know what else I need to do other than like the programs I need to install. And also, like, I guess for some reason, just within the last half hour, I started getting these intense chills, which I'm assuming are a result of the second vaccine. I was feeling fine, other than just maybe just a sore arm, sore arm muscle, like for the most part. Seems to have settled down for a bit, maybe because I'm focused on this right now. Before I was like really like chattering teeth. That's what I was doing. Still feel a little. My back hurts a little bit. So, and decided to watch right now. I'm currently watching the Ninja Warrior Women's Championship. Anyway, I just turn laptop off. So, after finishing this Ninja Warrior thing, I guess I'll just go to sleep. Oh my god, 5 minutes. Spent too much time. That's it for today. Till tomorrow. Day 299. Well, it would have been. It's actually I actually missed recording an entry for day 299 because basically I spent the entire day recovering from the vaccine. Feeling much better now. But yeah, it was kind of. I ended up not going into work. Like I was running a fever and stiffness and didn't get anything done because of that. So that's it for today. That was that for that. So let me see if might be. I feel. Well, first off, I need to install the stuff onto my new laptop, like so I can get working on it. Probably first thing I'm gonna do is install the Premiere Creative Cloud thing. So yeah, that's gonna be what I'm gonna get done. Day 300, and I actually first started working on trying out how Adobe Premiere works on the new computer by starting at least doing a little first preliminary editing work on week 43's footage, and I can already see as an improvement because when I did the color correction on it, like when I was on the other computer, when I did it, it would get the red bar over top, showing that it would have to like render in order to smooth out. And also, if you tried to scrub or try to play over it, it would become choppy. This one, I apply color correction on the footage, and it just maintains yellow. Even just adding text to the timeline, it stayed yellow. I haven't tried putting text over top footage to see if that changes it. I know it's like it only went red and required rendering once I started applying effects to the text. So yeah, hopefully this will save a lot more time in getting the videos done, edited, and uploaded. Now we'll just have to see how long it takes for the actual video to render out, like to export, how long it'll take to export. So yeah, that's it. I also finished. Oh, I also decided to disable and uninstall OneDrive because that thing was getting obnoxious. Because I kept getting errors saying like it was overfilled because like putting files directly in like the main thing, it kept showing these X's and all these other stuff because it was just automatically putting whatever into the OneDrive thing. So disabled that, uninstalled that. And another thing I did today, because my brother Raymond suggested, is like I watched Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. Now I had already seen a review for it by Red Letter Media. I think I probably also watched one from Chris Stuckman as well. And I guess I'd have to say that I kind of enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to based off of their reviews. But yeah, it was still fairly underwhelming. Again, it's like stupid characters making stupid decisions to justify, like, there's certain characters who think they're smart and, like, say one thing and then they do something that completely counters what they were saying before. The logic, and also, like, the logic between, like, how, like, it's inconsistent, like, how easy it is to defeat the quote, animatronic characters. They could easily, like, just be beaten with a stick, and yet they're able to easily tear people apart. Like, it's really dumb. It's like, and even when it's not even the main character, Nicolas Cage's character, like, punching it, just to show the girl, basically taking down the turtle, the Mexican turtle, like, beating it with, like, basically the butt of the shotgun, like, all by herself. It's like, what? It's like really inconsistent. And there's the thing where he just punches two of them in the hallway as if it's like nothing. So it's like really inconsistent as to like the strength or what these like monsters are capable of. And then also fight choreography boring. Kills not that interesting. Some of the music choices, like I guess it was like the chameleon, the iguana or the chameleon. The fight where it's after like Nicolas Cage gets his alarm saying he needs to go on a break, and he basically just hands the knife to the girl, and it's like basically saying like he really legitimately doesn't really give a shit about these people. It's like it's like he enjoys shows like he enjoys like fighting these things, like when he first got the sort of like he got like a twinkle in his eye and a little smirk on his face when he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have some fun now, like um with the first fight. But yeah, he like legitimately doesn't give a shit about these people. But like the music that's playing, it's not intense enough to make the scene seem intense. And again, fight the choreography and shit like that is just boring. Like that's what I have to say. Is like a lot of it is just sort of boring. Um, in terms of like certain positives that I have to say, I guess I don't even necessarily say I can even say Nicolas Cage is a positive because he doesn't speak at all. Like I feel like he doesn't go as crazy as he would need to in order to really make his role interesting enough, and the other characters really like are bland and they're really like stock, generic. Nothing really like generic and cliche and shit like that. Although I was gonna say like the two positives that I can think of is some of the I guess the CG digital effects to enhance some of the animatronic characters is better than I would have thought it would have been. Like so, it's like obviously you can still tell it's CG, but it blended better than I would have thought because I've definitely seen worse applications of CG melding with practical effects. And two, which might be a real weird thing, which I haven't seen other people. I haven't seen that many reviews of it, but of the reviews that I've seen, they didn't mention is the art design of the 2D character mascots. The like the cartoon versions of all the characters. And it's like it actually stood out to me as like those actually look like legitimate like arts. Like I would say that they, at least from my opinion, they look like legitimate, like good. Like they didn't look cheap. They looked like an actual character design that you would have seen in a sort of like a professional like format or something like that, professional setting or like an actual legitimate. Even kind of like if I would say, kind of reminded me of either like Disney style or maybe like Looney Tunes style. I guess like closer to Looney Tunes style, considering like the origin of, and then also like sort of that mini sort of cartoon at the end. So I was curious and I decided to look in the. I tried to look on IMDb at first, but then I decided to just check the credits, and it looked as though I think what it said is that it was done by a guy named Frank Gabriel. Hello, it's me from the future, just popping in to say like I don't know why I decided to pronounce his last name as Gabriel when it's obviously it would probably be most likely pronounced Gabriel, but I think I pronounced it like wrong a couple more times. I don't really quite remember exactly what it was in looking stuff up, where I for some reason decided it would be pronounced Gabriel, but I'm pretty certain it's Gabriel. So please just forgive me for that slight mistake. So back to this jackass. And so I decided to look up what Frank Gabriel was looking, and to my surprise, like some of his credits, in terms of like different varieties of like animation department, like character animator, cleanup artist, and stuff like that, on things such as Space Jam, Thumbelina, Rockadoodle, A Troll in Central Park, Thief and the Cobbler, a few like I think Invasion of the Bunny Snatchers, one of the Land Before Time sequels, I believe. Yeah, it's like it's really interesting seeing sort of the pedigree. It's like so clearly this person had like legitimate credentials in the animation scene. Now I don't know how big of a role really overall he had in some of these things, but still it's interesting that like I picked that out. I was just like, I just noticed that thing just looked sort of. It just stood out to me, so I was just curious about that. I don't think anyone else has made any comment or mention about that, but yeah, that's I guess my contribution to sort of a discussion on Willy's Wonderland. But and also the fact is like clearly the movie is trying to sort of be an Evil Dead 2 type. It's trying to do that tone, but it's not. It's like it's very clear in the first one. It says "I'll feast on your soul" or something like that. or something, or I'll feast on your face. It said it was the ostrich, the first fight. It says the feast, and obviously with the long neck, very similar to the Henrietta sort of like that character rig and stuff like that, but obviously not as inventive, not as creative. But yeah, that's my simple, basic take on Willy's Wonderland. Not good, but better than I originally thought it was going to be. So yeah, that's it. And that's it for tonight. And here's to tomorrow. Alright, like a slightly different camera setup. It's day 301, becoming productive. And today I didn't work on any more editing of the video. I decided to, I guess like the biggest thing I did today is like I finally got around to doing something that I've been putting off for basically 5 years. And it was to watch the film Anomalisa. That's that stop motion film that came out in 2015. It's a Charlie Kaufman film. I don't think I watched any reviews. I don't remember if Red Letter Media reviewed it or anybody else. I mean, I may have watched reviews, but I feel like I deliberately avoided it because I remember seeing the trailer, seeing things about it, and it intrigued me. Just, I guess, from a purely aesthetic point of view, I guess, being animation. It was saved on DVR upstairs, and been out there like 4 years, and I just got around to watching. So anyway, I don't know if I necessarily want to say that much about it, other than like it was interesting. And actually, I think like the one thing I was doing was like watching is that I'm almost thinking like maybe it's a good thing that I took as long to watch it as I did, because now I have like 5 years of experience working in retail. So it I think that kind of gives me a certain degree of experience, a different like perspective on this film that I probably would have had before I worked for that period of time in a retail setting. Because in the film, it's about the character Michael Stone, who is apparently famous for writing a book about improving customer service relations and stuff like that. And there have been multiple times where people like recognize him and almost like fanboy or fangirl over it, and talk about how like productivity has like how they help like improve that, or it's changed their life, or that he's brilliant and all that stuff. But like the interesting is like when you first start off, I guess I don't even know if I really want to go into this as a review. I can't even necessarily say that I understand everything like about it, because like the ending kind of almost seems to be sort of abrupt. I mean, I guess so much time has passed. Anybody who's seen this, anybody who might be watching this, if I make this a separate video, put it onto my main account, where they've probably seen Anomalisa. But basically, starting right off the bat, you find out that, well, you're noticing that pretty much everyone other than the main character has the same face and the same voice. And according to it, like there are 3 voices: David Thewlis, Jennifer Jason Lee, and Tom Noonan. And Tom Noonan is the person who is the voice of basically everyone. And it seems as though this guy, Michael Stone, has, I guess for at least a decade, been struggling with the fact that he sees and hears everyone as the same person, which I guess has to have some sort of relationship to the fact that he essentially works about customer service. Like he works in customer service, and he's gone to Cincinnati for a speaking like engagement thing. Like he's there to give a speech about sort of like the importance of customer service and customer service relations and stuff like that. But he's very clearly like sort of like depressed and just is. And they're like little things, all of this stuff. I don't like feel like going into the whole thing, but like basically the premise is that he sees everyone as the same person. But then while at the while at the hotel that he's staying at, he hears a voice of a woman that's completely different from anyone else, and he struggles to like he looks for her, and he finds her, and then he basically becomes infatuated with her because she's different from everyone else. and it kind of goes into the point of the idea of like her name is Lisa, and therefore she's an anomaly, and therefore Anomalisa, and they even go into the whole like talk in the film about the discussion and all that stuff. Now, the reason why I say it seems like it's been 10 years that he's been struggling with this is because while he's there in Cincinnati, he calls up a previous fling, a previous girlfriend, I guess. All this time, it's like I guess he wasn't married. Like he's currently married, and again, his wife and his son also have the same face and have the same voice and all that stuff. But like apparently, like 10 years previously, he was with a woman, Bella, and you understand. Like he calls her up again, wants to know about her, and I guess like these little things that happens where like the person answers the phone, and because they all sound the same, he asks if Bella's there, and therefore Bella is talking. Like I guess I didn't quite notice that immediately the first time, but yeah, because he doesn't recognize people. And I'm doing a very terrible job talking about this film because I'm like not working off any sort of script or anything like that. But anyway, he has a discussion. He wants to have a drink with her, talk about things. Obviously, sort of the breakup, he kind of just left without like really any sort of explanation. And like when she's talking to him and all that stuff, she makes it known that it kind of like, I don't want to say ruined it. It was like it was very hard for her. It was difficult for her. And then she also said that she was. I'm going too far into detail. But anyway, like in the discussion, he wanted to know while they were together if she noticed any changes that she was going through. So I think it's like part of it is he's trying to figure out. He's still trying to figure out. He's trying to wonder. He wants to know why this has happened to him. Like why he is like this. Why he's seeing the entire world. Why he sees everyone like this as the same person. And again, like things get really awkward, and then she ends up getting offended, and she leaves off and everything. And then after he takes a shower, and he hears the voice of Lisa, and then things pick up from there. But anyway, the whole thing results in like everything going over again. And anyway, like long story short, it's like I found it an interesting film. I'm probably gonna watch some other people's reviews of it and determine whether my ideas about like what it could possibly mean, and maybe like the monotony of sort of these mundane, like having a mundane life or something like that, affects it, because like this is like a bunch of like, I guess you could say like problematic situations and stuff like I don't even like that word problematic, but like technically by like I guess the definition of what you consider like certain issues that definitely don't seem okay. They're not okay considering like all that stuff, like relationship and all that stuff. Again, interesting film. What else can I say? Yeah, that was kind of like a boring. That was a meandering, a meandering mess of like not even a review, but I'm just doing this anyway. I also just watched some Whose Line Is It Anyway. I watched Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Because it ended up just happening to come on was Bird Girl, the first episode of Bird Girl, and it said, you know what, like I remember like I liked Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and I was curious as to see like what it would go with this thing. I have to say it's like it's definitely its own thing, very clearly its own thing. It definitely has sort of overtop humor, but the difference is that I don't know. It's because this is in a corporate boardroom setting as opposed to a law office, and also so far no Hanna-Barbera or like cartoon characters other than a dog in a hat, but he's like a generic dog in a hat character. He's not a specific character, so I don't know if there's an issue with copyright and trademark, and well, not trademark, but like intellectual property, like IP stuff, that might be preventing them from. Unless I missed something, unless I missed like an actual like cartoon. But anyway, it's like it's different. It's different. It's like it's not funny in the way that Harvey Birdman was. Of course, it's only the first episode, but I don't. It's doing its own thing. So it's kind of like weird to set it even in this, because like it's almost like it's like more action oriented, which is like the entire point. Like the humor of like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, is that the fact that you have these wacky characters put into basically a mundane setting while still treating mundane real life everyday, occurrences like, law, like court cases and stuff like that, treating it absurdly, ridiculously. So, as of right now, it's like in Bird Girl, they're all humans. They're all just, they're just like all the main characters, other than that one dog, are all just humans operating it, and the most, other than like I remember like the girl, like the dog and the girl who can mind take, who I think is supposed to probably be related to that one character from the Harvey Birdman Attorney Law, who was also voiced by Stephen Colbert, the one who with the I think he always had the Ray or the Shrink Ray. He would frequently be, I guess, sort of a rival. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what actual role he was. He was basically a villain, essentially a villain to Birdman, like a rival to. Well, the Birdman had sort of multiple rivals, but like, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't even say anymore because I really don't remember enough. But he was also. I remember he also green screen. I think they're supposed to be related. But yeah, I might watch more of that. Gonna have to cut this down for tomorrow. Oh, or for tomorrow. Or I meander too much. So, that's it for this week. End of week 43. And I think one other thing I'm going to say before I end this is thinking of taking all of the title sequences that I've recorded, or I've not recorded, but like all the title sequences that I put together for all these entries and putting them into one long video. Since a lot of those are the things that I'm most proud of for working on and doing this thing. I think it's probably been awkward looking at it because I think I've mostly been actually looking at the monitor instead of the camera, the lens. But yeah, those intros, a lot of them I've been fairly actually proud working on. So I'm thinking taking all of them, condensing them into one video after a full year, like after week 52 is done, and putting them onto my main account. So maybe they'll be interesting. The thing is, I'm gonna have to say, the first couple weeks, because I did the daily entries first. It's like first daily entries. The first couple weeks were daily entries, and I think I reused a lot of the music, and actually no, I think I try to keep. It's like whatever. It's probably gonna take a while before it gets to trying to be each entry, each title sequence being exclusively unique from one another. So if I wanted to create a longer video that could possibly get people to get longer watch time or something like that would probably be a negative. But I feel like if it's the first year, I have to include all of the entries for the first year. But that was the only other thing that I had plans for doing, and I've been talking for 16 minutes, too long. So yeah, like I already said, end of week 43, and we'll see what happens this new week.